According to the Internally Displacement Monitoring Center, around 3.3 million people were living in internally displacement as a result of conflict and violence at the end of 2023, with about half of them in Borno State. Now, this followed persistent conflict in the northeastern states of Adamawa, Borno and Yobe, where various non-state armed groups, the NSAGs, operate. To address the rising challenges of displacement arising from the conflict, the Yobe state government has launched a policy document that will holistically deal with issues around IDPs. Trust TV's Noel Sampson has more.
The Yobe state government, at the formal launch of the policy on IDPs in Abuja, says it is dedicating 5% of its annual budget to cater for the needs of internally displaced persons, IDPs, in the state, to address challenges associated with displacements.
The policy development process is very important to highlight. This is an effort of over 6 months, driven by the Yobe state government with a full participation and support from all the international community, the UN agencies, the World Bank team, the INGOs group, etc., including the IDP representative, the civil society organization, and the traditional community.
Considering the need for collaborative efforts in managing the plight of IDPs, I hereby leverage this opportunity to call on all states and other critical stakeholders to queue behind Yobe State and develop similar documents that could be deployed when the need arises.
Reconstruction and return is not enough. What we want, and when I say we, I mean the state with its implementing partners and financiers and supporters like us behind it, is a developmental approach. Humanitarian assistance will be needed, recovery will be needed, but development needs to happen at the same time, and taking that developmental approach going forward in recognizing that beyond return, we're also looking at local integration, there's long-term displaced, and looking at relocation, and recognizing there's host communities that would need to be supported as well as part of longer-term development planning.
These strides are evidence in the recent launch of the Yobe State Action Plan for Durable Solutions to Internally Displacement 2025-2027, and now the Yobe State Policy on Internal Displacement.
Yobe's commitment to the return and relocation of IDPs on a voluntary and informed basis is key as we know to the sustainability of outcomes. It honours people's rights, it honours their dignity, and it gives them a better chance of restarting their lives.
The Yobe state government at the event justified the launching of the policy document and how it will sustain the policy.
As a government, we have the responsibility to provide a framework that not only addresses the immediate needs of IDPs, but also lays the foundation for a sustainable resilience to guarantee immediate and long-term recovery and integration into society. It is also worthy to mention that this administration has continued to sustain government support to the most affected communities to have access to basic life-saving assistance, including food and non-food items, clean water, health care, education, and sanitation.
People forced to flee or leave their homes, particularly in situations of armed conflict, are generally subject to heightened vulnerability in a number of areas. Displaced persons suffer significantly higher rates of mortality than the general population, hence the need for them to be cared for. Noel Sampson, Trust TV News, Abuja.